All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Yeah, let's get set. Check. Tighten up. Hey, drop. Check 24. Watch 24.
They'll try the right side with Elliott. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Cooper's got it. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Well, forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Love. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this run.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Elliott running. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Check, 59, 59.
On third down, Love. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. Another good run there. He's been good all season long. I don't know if he's going to win that MVP award, but just to be in the discussion, obviously that means he's had a great run.
The raw numbers put him in the discussion. Can he carry his team to enough victories? Can he put them in a spot where we say to ourselves, well, an MVP carries his team to the playoffs. That's what he's going to need in order to get that award.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. The 20. Touchdown, Giants. A big play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants strike quickly here for 6 points. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20.
Got it.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Down.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Watch tight end. Alone.
To throw again, Jones. That's complete to Slayton. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And Ingram hauls it in. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for the Giants. First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Go on, go on. He's checking. Crash. Check four. Get the edge. Go.
Now Saquon Barkley able to power through. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On the ground, it's Wilson. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play on who you think's going to get the ball and where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play he did. So you've got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
Throwing Jones. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 7. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Operating from the gun. Love. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
59 mark. Check. 59.
From the gun, Love. Finding room at the 30. They'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equinemius St. Brown. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a 1st.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. To throw on third down. Love. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
On second down, here's Barkley. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a third down and 6 to go.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now Jones on third down. He's going to launch it for Washington. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. 2nd and 13. And a throw right sideline is complete. That goes for a gain of 31. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
To throw on 2nd down, Love. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. From 19 yards away, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Brandon, they just got the ball, and already they're in the end zone, and you're getting ready to talk about the PAT. That was fast.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Look, squeeze.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley, able to avoid him. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back.
Yep. Hey, Alpha. 55's Mike, guys, 55. Come on, baby, come on, let's go. Mike.
Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to launch it for Washington. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1-minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock, give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now this time he'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
All right, I need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
On 3rd down, Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on Here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A first down carry for Barkley. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Love letting one fly deep for Cooper. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A tremendous play there from Saquon Barkley. 43 yards on the ground. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now a carry here for their fullback. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Rosas to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
59 Mike, 59 Mike, check.
Operating from the gun. Love. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Past the 20. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds him. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
54, right there, 54.
They'll look to throw again. And now here is another interception. Picked off down at the 2. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
59 Mike, check, 59. Check. Hey, zoom. Mike, hit it.
Now Jones. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he'll go down at the 28. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. 2nd and 5 now. Jones, they'll set up the screen to Barkley. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 14.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
And I don't quite know what's happening here. It's a first down, but the field goal team is out onto the field. Rosas' kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
They're on 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Looking to throw on second down. Love. And that's Elliott, complete. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Under crunch, under crunch, under crunch. Watch the edge. Shift, shift.
To throw on 3rd down. Love. And that will be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Stop. Here we go, here we go. 50, plant. Fair.
On second down, Barkley. Oh, what a juke into space. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards, good for a giant first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Good running from Barkley there on first down as he'll get forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And a short gain here, down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
60 Pittsburgh. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And Rosas puts this one through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Back to the air on 2nd down. Love looking for Cooper. That's complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out.
Mike is 59. Mike is
On 3rd down, Love. And my goodness, another interception. He's picked off at his own 46. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
on the double. 58 to Mike. Here we go, here we go. Ready, ready.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 13.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Here we go. Here we go. Hit it.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down. Today's final score, Giants 40.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Giants, they continue to rack.